Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next video on the Practical Weapons channel. As usual, this is Alex, your host for the show that you will be watching tonight. For the Tonight Show, or today's show, or this morning show. Whatever time it is you're watching, welcome and let's begin. Today, basic conversation is about optical options for pistol caliber carbines or pistol conversion kits, of which I actually own two at this time. One is the original Ronnie, which is the full-size Ronnie for Glock, with the trigger lock and the nightmare mechanism of making it work. As you can see, it has the open type red dot by Sightmark. Whatever model it is, it has lived for 5 or 6 years with no problems. Mostly 9mm and 40 caliber were the rounds shot out of this gun. Glock 17, Glock 31 converted to 40 caliber. Not an issue. This thing still works. It has gotten beaten around a bit, but you know what? I didn't even have to change the battery more than once. In fact, I think it might actually be on the original battery. The next option we have, as you can see already, and you might have seen on the previous video, I still have the Primary Arms 2.5X Prism on the MCK, which might not be Ronnie per se, but it's the closest thing to a new micro Ronnie that I have. And honestly, I don't know. I still don't know how well this thing operates. As you can see, it's configured for a full-size gun. Otherwise, this shroud would be much deeper in. You actually have to change that when you change the gun types. You have the minimum or maximum magnification 2.5 on the Prism. That's one option. A little heavy, and it does not give you a full 1x opportunity of a red dot or 1x Prism or a hollow sight EOTech such as, which I have. Honestly, not worth putting it on something like this. The goal for a pistol carbine is to be able to reach out further than a regular pistol. It's supposed to be able to do more than your basic 9mm. Of course, every gun has been, safe direction, safety checked and unloaded. And this is my basic Glock 17 at this time. Somewhat basic. It will become slightly less basic as time goes along. I expect the same Glock 17 and let's say X-Star on the right side to reach more accurately and further distance than that pistol. 25 yards should be an easy, precise target. 50 yards should be acceptable accuracy on either of these platforms. Hence, I'm not really considering just a plain 1X, which you can see right now, Monstrum 1X Prism. On the X-Star, I am considering putting possibly a magnifier next to this. We'll see if it works. At this time, I do not know how well this particular sight works with the magnifier. So that's one option, 1X Prism with some kind of magnification as a magnifier. I have, let's say, alternative as Vortex 1X Prism and 3X magnifier. And of course, we have the basic red dot concept. Primary arms in both cases. Primary arms generation 3, I think. 3X magnifier. They have Gen 4 now. I bought it a while ago. And a basic, absolutely basic primary arms red dot. Nothing special. I did change the mount. This is an AIM Sports QD mount and a riser at the same time, which I actually like. And the fact that you can actually lock this thing is pleasant. And it gets a better sight. So of course, here's your basic red dot, which could potentially be a single option alternative to the 1x prism. Maybe. You can see it's much smaller. And it is definitely smaller than the 2.5 primary arms red dot. Compare it to the primary arms 2.5 prism. It's half the size and probably less than half the weight, but of course no zoom. You have to have the battery, so you're stuck with having to have a battery. And you don't want to leave this one on because this is an older sight. It doesn't have the shake open, it doesn't have a good battery. Still, there are plenty of inexpensive red dots at the $100, $100 to $120 price range available right now on the market. Primary arms is probably not one of them. At least I think they're more expensive. But you can get Holosun, SIG, so forth and so forth. And of course, the last but not least is an LPVO, low power variable optic. In this case, this is a VX3i 1.5 to 5x Leopold. Chinese copy, I think, or not. I have both Chinese copy and non-Chinese copy in my inventory. This is a non-illuminated optic, but it still provides ability to use it with two eyes open at 1.5 magnification, thus making it a viable option. It is also possibly comparable in size and weight to the other options. So for example, if you were to look at the red dot and the magnifier, they weigh, so that you can see as well as I can, 1.3 pounds together. This particular option weighs, I have no idea how much, 1 pound. You're saving 0.3 pounds. Not that much, to be honest with you. It is comparable. If you had a version that had bigger zoom or illumination, you will probably see heavier optics. Still, something to be considered. Right now, this video is to open the conversation. For example, imagine putting this side here. It is bigger. It doesn't have a true 1x, but it can reach out further, obviously. Imagine this as an option over here. It's longer. Definitely longer. You're going to have fun mounting it to where your eye relief is going to be easier. Of course, 1x is easier from certain perspectives. It can also be an alternative to the 2.5. In this case, again, it's longer, but not as heavy. Of course, no illumination plays a role. It is considerably more expensive than anything here. These are my budget sights most of the time. Leopold. Some Leopolds are budget. VX Freedom series, for example. This is not one of them, unfortunately. Hence why I bought a Chinese copy for videos, just to play around with. These are the options for a 9mm pistol or a conversion kit. Which one is the best? I still have no opinion because I want to test variety of configurations. And we'll let you know. Right now, this is just an intro to that series. And it's also an intro to the Practical Optics series, where I'm going to be looking at each of the areas, such as magnified prism, LPVOs, non-magnified prism sights, magnifiers, red dots of different varieties, and on each I have a number of items I want to show, and I have a number of items I want to list from the internet. And that is the end of this video. Hopefully that was at least somewhat interesting to you. If you like what you hear or what I'm planning to do, please subscribe, click like, and comment. If you don't like it, click down there, and I will appreciate your constructive criticism of my videos. And we'll see you in the next one. Keep practicing and stay practical.